Hello, y'all. Welcome to another episode of the Melanin Mayhem Podcast, hosted by your favorite country girl, Renee Davis. Oh, baby, if this is your first time kicking it in these streets of mayhem, let me be the first to welcome you over here to our little crib. You see, we keep it clean and we keep it cute with a whole lot of shenanigans and plenty of cussing. You see, Melanin Mayhem brings you the stories of some of the most heinous, diabolical, and downright motherfuckerly crimes committed by some melanated baddies you probably never heard of before. You see, these mayhem makers, that's what we call them over here, they did some shit that would blow your mind. But their cases were either dumbed down, whitewashed, or just plain ignored by the mainstream media. But you see, that's where I come in, honey. I spill all the tea to you because my mission in life is to dispel the myth that there are certain types of crimes that Black people don't commit. Ooh, that just burns my biscuits, honey, because that is lies, propaganda, and misinformation, my friend, because Black people do indeed do all the same kinds of serial criming as the Saltine Nation is famous for. And if you don't believe me, ask the fine members of the Newer Nation. Hey, Sugarfoots. How y'all doing? How your mama now? I'm gonna tell y'all, it's all starting to blur together now. I feel like I have been talking to y'all nonstop because of all the recording. Baby, I gotta be careful what I say because I might say something that y'all might not have heard yet and don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. According to my calendar, if I'm on track, this episode is going to drop on September 9th, which will be the last Wednesday that the country girl is stateside, baby. This week is it for me. The following episodes for Melanin Mayhem and Love Kills will drop the week of the 15th, which is my birthday, and I have already pre-scheduled them, or rather I'm in the process of pre-scheduling them so I can have them locked and loaded for Spotify to just handle my lightweight while I'm gone. And I think I've done all that needs to be done, but please understand, if for any reason the episode don't post on the 17th and the 19th, it's all Spotify's fault. I promise you it is. And I'm somewhere going fucking crazy on my vacation trying to figure out how to fix it. I'm taking my laptop with me. I'm not going to open it, but I'm going to take it with me. And if my phone doesn't pop up and show me my episode when it's supposed to, even with the time difference, I'm going to have to get in there and do some things. But understand, I think I've got everything down. That's the goal, okay? Now, y'all know that YouTube sometimes switches the episode from public to private. And so if by chance you can't access the episode on YouTube, that means they own one. And I probably won't be able to fix that one until I get back in the States on the 21st. But that's okay. If you can't do it on YouTube, just go on over to Spotify and listen, okay? It's all right. Because when I tell y'all, my body is here physically, but in my head, I'm already cruising the Mediterranean, baby. I can't wait, y'all. Greece and Turkey, to bring in my 50th birthday is going to be so damn lit. I cannot wait. Can y'all tell? Can y'all tell the Virgo season of it all, baby? All right, I ain't going to say nothing else about Virgo season for at least the next 20 minutes, okay? Because I can't dwell on that right now because we got business to tend to. So, church announcements being what they are, y'all already know it's time for you to get on the good foot and get your tickets to the Crime, Cocktails, and Canvases live show right here in Atlanta on October 18th. Honey, the weather has changed. It ain't hot as the hinges of hell no more. So it's a perfect time for you to come on down and kick it with your favorite country girl. The patios of ATL are popping right now, honey, right along with them bottles. The links for the tickets are in the show notes as well as on all the social media pages. Go ahead and get your Melanin Mayhem merch too. You know, the official website for the podcast is melaninmayhempodcast.com. Easy breezy to remember. And you know what? Now that it's football season, I think I'm gonna have to put some hoodies up in there. I got some new designs in my head. We got to do some things, okay? But anyway, let's go on ahead and get into some shenanigans, okay? I gotta tell you, I'm gonna be straight up. You know, we talk, right? The case I got for y'all today, I picked it in the most shadiest of ways. Legit, like, I saw a picture and immediately was like, okay, I gotta know more. How the fuck did this happen? And so going down a rabbit hole is why you have the story today of a young nigga that was just bad to the bone. But maybe he couldn't help it. What you talking about, Nay? Well, let me tell you, y'all know we get all kind of shit from our parents, and I ain't talking about just DNA. You know, of course, there are the physical characteristics that we inherit from our parents, but there are other things that we pick up from them too. You know, maybe how you walk is like how your daddy walk, or you got moles right there where your mama had a mole at, or maybe predilection to addictive behaviors. You know, maybe drinking or gambling or something like that runs in the family. But do y'all think that criminality is passed down through the bloodline? I don't know. I have questions. I mean, we've tiptoed around this a couple of times on a couple of episodes, and the story that I have for you today is definitely some foolishness and fuckery for sure. But the way it starts out, I think has some bearing on how it ended. I mean, I don't know if this is a case of good boy gone bad. I don't know. But I can tell you this. When this little motherfucker we gonna talk about today, when he jumped off the porch, oh, baby, he wasn't no joke. And I'm gonna just tell you, sympathy was not on my shopping list this week. As I was picking up things for my trip, they was fresh out of sympathy and I was fresh out of fucks. So let's go on ahead and get into what we came here to do today. Bringing to the front of the congregation, this week's Melanin Mayhem maker is Mr. Joshua Wayne Andrews, aka Scarface. All right, New Orleans Nation, let's go on ahead and get into it. Joshua Wayne Andrews was born in 1982. The exact date, I couldn't find it, but I know his mama's name is Imani Tamula and his daddy's name was Maurice Andrews. Now, the bullshit starts early in baby Joshua's life. When he was just 2 months old, his daddy, Maurice, this nigga robs a jewelry store in Beaumont, Texas, fucked around and killed 2 people in the commission of a robbery. Ooh, y'all know Texas don't play them kind of games, baby. They snatched that ass right up, prosecuted him, and sent him right on to death row. Damn. Now, as far as Joshua's mama go, I'ma say that she tried her best, right? But I'ma also say that mama was the type to be cuffed up under a nigga at all times. And these niggas that she chose, let's just say they were not the top of the heap, okay? They was not so nice, and you know, they was into some criminalistic behaviors. Hello, here go Joshua's daddy out here robbing and killing people, as well as she like the type of dude that like would go upside her head a little bit, you know what I'm saying? It seemed like she specialized in these kind of men. And it also seemed like their needs came first and then came the parenting. So as you can see, shit is not starting off real good for Joshua, right? But you know what? Even though he was marked for death, Maurice and Imani, the parents, they made sure that Joshua knew and stayed active in his convict daddy's life, right? Him and his brother, his older brother, Roman, they would visit Maurice on death row visitation days. And they did this, for a while, like all the way until Maurice left here. And it wasn't because Maurice finally got his death sentence. Not in that way. You see, what had happened was Maurice got shanked and disconnected by a fellow inmate in 1995. And, shit happens in prison. And that's tragic. That's tragic. These boys lost a daddy. They knew their daddy was gonna die. But it take forever to kill a motherfucker on death row. Shit, they could have been visiting Maurice for the next 11 years before their appeals ran out. You know what I'm saying? But, he was taken tragically and for them too soon. And while losing a parent to murder is bad business, in my opinion, something way, 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 way worse happened to Joshua way before his daddy got. See, check this out. In 1991, when Joshua was 8 years old, a neighbor tried to charbroil his little ass. Like, for real. The neighbor is how it's described. It's a little boy. He threw gasoline either on Joshua or on a structure that Joshua was in, like a little storage house, and set the shit on fire and burnt Joshua's little ass like crispy. Baby, I'm like legit. The neighbor really tried to cook this little nigga. So yeah, Joshua is fucked up. The fire burnt off his ears. It scarred his face up real bad, and it damaged his vocal cords. Like, Joshua was speechless well before Beyonce was. Like, no talk, no words, sign language, knocking on shit, writing shit down. Now, I'm gonna say this. After a motherfucker try to disconnect you by fire, I can believe that something changes within you. You might not be the same person that you were before. And in Joshua's case, I think the assault that he suffered, which, by the way, I couldn't find anything on what happened to the little flamethrower. Like, did they lock his little ass up? I mean, we know it was a kid that did the charbroiling, but it ain't no record or no reporting on what happened after the crispiness happened. This shit was probably sealed in juvenile court because it was a child. We talking 1991. I don't know. Anyway, getting hibachied and the fallout from all of that, it changed the trajectory of Joshua's life, in my opinion. Up until this point, by all accounts, he was a normal little black boy with, a my man come first mama and a daddy on death row. As normal as a boy can be in that situation. But you see, the aftermath of that near-death experience, that was just the beginning of hell for Joshua. I mean, shit, I don't know. I can't dress this up. Ain't no other way around it. When Joshua got to the hospital, they had to build him a pair of ears. Like, his was gone. Just dusty, crusty, crumbly, gone. And so we talking 1991, but I don't know. I mean, I would think that medicine was, advanced, but it looked like all they had was extra Mr. Potato Head parts and Play-Doh to do the job. I mean, when you see the pictures, you're going to see it look like they put a set of Martin Lawrence 3000s on this child. I believe he can fly. I'm sorry. I told y'all I'm trying to hold it together. Listen, y'all gonna see. I'm gonna put the picture up. But anyway, they gave this baby a pair of bat wings. And on top of that, his skin is burned. I mean, it's scarred up really, really bad. And if that ain't bad enough, again, he cannot talk at all. His vocal cords are damaged. He has no words for anybody. Damn, they sent this boy back to smoke signals. Shit. God damn. Too soon? Okay, whatever. Moving on. On top of that, y'all know children are cruel. Shit, it was a children that fucked Joshua up in the first place. I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep it together, y'all. Okay, so now that his skin is all burnt and crinkly and his ears look like somebody took a Mr. Potato Head and stuck some shit on the side of his head, man, the kids is going in on Joshua, man. Oh, they got all kinds of nicknames for this nigga now. He all kinds of crispity, crunchity crittles now. They calling him the mummy. And the one that stuck, that just was the go-to for everybody, was Scarface. Of course, we ain't talking about in the Tony Montana kind of way. You know what I'm saying? So shit was rough out here in these streets for Joshua. And after he, got out the hospital and from his reconstructions and all of that, he's like 9 years old. And immediately his mama got some shit going on with husband number 3, and he going upside her head and he chasing her up the road with a goddamn butcher knife, and Joshua trying to help. Like, this is too much. This is like super dysfunctional, right? New Nation. But even through all of this, being burned alive, being the child of a parent that's on death row, having a mom who has abusive boyfriends, Joshua was not getting into any trouble. His teacher said he was a joy at school. He was okay. He was working with the scraps he was given. But then his daddy got killed. And I think that was the straw that broke the camel's back. Like, literally, you can trace it. It is at this point, Joshua was like, fuck it all. From this point forward, all he do is get in trouble. Like, trouble. How you 12 years old and out here strong arming a bitch? Like, your first charge at 12 years old is aggravated robbery? Little boy, if you don't sit your ass down somewhere. I mean, but this also, at 12 years old, just the same way I'm outraged, there wasn't enough outrage, because this starts the revolving door of Joshua fucking up and getting out. Fucking up, not getting no time. For aggravated robbery at 12 years old, they gave Joshua 2 years probation. But like I said, this is just going to be the first charge in what would be a long-ass list of shit that this little nigga going to continuously get into. Now, Imani, The mama, she trying. She realizes that, Josh has had some traumatic times in the last few years, and so she tries to get him some help. While he's in and out of these people's jails or juvenile detention centers, she is trying to push them to get him mental health while he's in the juvie, right? And for a while, Joshua was on medication, but here's the thing, in and out, and I literally mean in and out. He might spend a couple of days, he might spend a week, but then he out. So Joshua, in his mind, he ain't trying to be helped. His mind is out here in these streets, and he ain't got no intention of stopping his behavior. So that's a lose-lose. Now, Joshua and his brother, Roman, oh baby, they out here wilding in these streets. They young and they just don't give a fuck, and they cannot and will not be controlled. Imani, their mama, she can't control them. She has tried. So what Imani switched to doing was, every time they got into some trouble, she would just turn their ass in. I mean, Mama Imani turned into OG Snitch Almighty. Like, every time the police came by, there they go, here they go, here they go. Baby, she would turn their ass in. And after a while, Imani got tired of the bullshit that her boys was always into. I mean, they never stopped. They don't go into detail. They just say that there's a continuous history in Arapahoe County, which is where they are, that just from 12 years old did not stop. And like I said, after a while, Imani got tired of that shit, and she throwed their ass, the whole ass deuces. She bopped on out to Virginia with her fourth husband. Goddamn, Imani couldn't do nothing with her boys, but baby, that bitch kept a man in rotation, clearly. So anyway, Imani leaves in March of 2000. Now, mind you, they live in Colorado, like I said, Arapahoe County. And so Imani is dipping. It's like March of 2000. And Joshua and his brother Roman, they're left in Colorado to just get it how they live. But I mean, at this point, they are grown. Roman is 19. Joshua is 18. They are legal adults that stay on some shit. And Imani just wasn't going to deal with the shit up close and personal no more. Y'all call me and tell me about it. I'm good, honey. I got to go. And this bitch went clean across the country. Baby, from Colorado to goddamn Virginia, yeah, she tried to get as far away as possible from their asses. But baby, tell me this, why 1 month after she leaves, Roman did it in a motherfucker, and they saying Joshua did it? What, Nay? Yes, how the fuck did we get here, New One Nation? Okay, it's kind of tricky. Now follow me now. These boys are down with gang shit. So I don't know if I brought that up, but the continuous shit that they own is gang shit, right? And in Aurora, gang shit is plentiful, apparently. And so these boys are participating in drive-bys, a la Menace to Society, Aurora edition. And so there's beef in the streets. But the police say that there was also beef at home. Now, I don't know exactly where Joshua was staying after Mama noped out, but Roman was staying at 37 Lansing Street in Aurora. He 19 and he got a little girlfriend that stay with him, or he stay with her or whatever. But the girlfriend is 15. Now, we're not going to get into the minor-ishness of it all. There's some hood gang shit, and we just going to move the fuck on, okay? Now, Joshua, he 18, like I said. But Joshua is also a hothead. And the street committee, oh, baby, they say this nigga likes to pop all the way off, right? And so, Mama left in March, and now it's April of 2000. The story is that him and Roman, they've been beefing for a couple of weeks now. And I could see that. I mean, they mama just left and they all they got now, and maybe they were in their feelings a little bit because their mama left. I don't know. But supposedly they are arguing, and there is this bad blood type of situation that's going on between them, right? Well, the shit escalates because Joshua is on the phone and Roman wanted him to get off the phone. They at Roman's house, right? Joshua not gonna get off the phone, and we talking about a landline phone, okay? Roman takes his gun and shoots the phone jack while Joshua on the phone. Ooh. Let's get that visual for a minute, right? The phone jack is on the wall. That's what you need for a landline. So it's not that Roman shot at Joshua. He shot the phone line so Joshua couldn't talk on his phone no more. But shit, Joshua was like, fuck that. A bullet has come to play that shouldn't be in play. And now, since we done gone from talking to actually pulling out the strap, it's on. So they say Joshua leaves Roman's house, right? And he gone. And the next thing we know, what happens a little while later is that somebody come in and shoot the shit out of Roman and his girl. And when I say shoot the shit, I mean they caught 8 bullets apiece. That's a 16-piece combo with a biscuit. I mean, somebody was mad. Somebody extra flipped. That somebody, the prosecution says, is Joshua. They say he is the one that killed Roman and his girlfriend, and they arrested him and took his ass right on to court. Oh, yes, baby. They said that he argued with his brother. Roman shot first, and then Joshua came back with a Tech 9. Like I said, this is Menace to Society Aurora edition, and Joshua lit the place up. Now, I'm going to tell you, this is what we know for sure. We know that in the 90s, the Tech 9 was a popular gangster's gun, right? And we know that Joshua wanted to be a gangster. We also know that multiple people, aka snitches, they said that they seen Joshua with a Tech 9 right before Roman and his girl was sent to the upper room. I know he wildin', but y'all think he would kill his brother like that? I mean, blood's supposed to be thicker than water, right? It seems kind of harsh. Now, I'm going to tell you, though, Joshua's public defender, oh, baby, he earned his coin on this one, baby, because when he got to work, he got to work creating reasonable doubt, and that's what the fuck it was, because they were standing on business that Joshua would never kill his brother. They put it all on the drive-bys that they be participating with. Said that Joshua and his brother had did a drive-by that April against somebody, and the story they were sticking with was that the niggas came back and they bombed on Roman and took him out. Another hood-ass gang hit. But here's the thing. This wasn't no drive-by. Somebody went up in the house. They got up close and personal with Roman and his girlfriend. That's not typically how gangs do what they do. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying that they don't have some assassins or whatnot. And you know, I ain't looking down on the credibility or the skill level of the gangs in Aurora, because that's not my thing. But I'm just saying, normally gang shit happens in the streets. Somebody gets seen and it goes down wherever it goes down. Or they go by and they shoot up the house. Again, from the street, shooting towards where you supposed to be. But what you don't hear is them parking the car and then walking up to enemy territory in many cases, going in the house and shooting somebody inside of the house and then coming out and then getting in the car. I'm just saying. Well, the jury, they rode with Joshua on this one. Them white folks thought, well, shit, that's probable. According to the jury forewoman, they wanted to convict Joshua. They really felt like he did the shit, but the prosecution did not prove the case beyond a reasonable doubt. So here we are, we bringing in the year 2000 to a close, and Joshua Andrews is two-stepping right on out of murder charges and is off to do some more fuckery, baby. Now that y'all done gave him a whole get out of jail free pass, we just gonna let this one slide, nigga. So yeah, after skating on killing his brother and his girlfriend, allegedly, Joshua decides that it's time to leave Colorado for good. It's better not try your luck here no more, bro. Right? And so he hooks up with another criminal and young man named Jamel Crawford. And I don't know how they became the dynamic duo, but you know, criminals have a way of finding each other, so I guess it ain't that hard. I guess it's not that hard. Well, Joshua and Jamel, they head east, and they first gonna stop in Virginia. Coincidentally, you know, that's where Joshua mama stay at, right? Now, shit's a little murky as to what all was happening, but what is clear is that the drive from Colorado to Virginia was still full of criminaling. Everywhere they stopped, they did some bullshit, whether it was robbing somebody, stealing a car, whatever the case may be, they was doing something all the way to Virginia, right? And so we're talking, aggravated assault, weapons violations, drug charges, like they are just doing shit like nonstop. And my thing is you get arrested, your name is run. Why is your background not coming up to say that, oh, you've been doing shit since you was 12 years old? The fuck? But it didn't. These niggas was getting low ass bails, like $1,000, and you just gotta put 100 up. Like they was posting that shit and jumping down and getting right back out doing what the fuck that they was doing. Like, make it make sense. So by the time they made it to Virginia, which is like December of 2001, they think they're invincible. Like they really think that they can do whatever the fuck that they want to do, right? And so December 12th, 2001, Jamel kills a dude, 24-year-old Clayton Breeding, in the parking lot of Ripon Middle School in Woodbridge, Virginia. Now, apparently this was a drug deal gone wrong because, again, they would go and attempt to buy some weed or some whatever and take the drug dealer's money. So they were that kind of robbing crew, right? Who the drug dealer gonna call? He ain't gonna call the police, right? But then they were shooting these niggas, and so that's what makes the police come, right? Now, they say Joshua was there, but they wasn't quite sure if he took part in killing this dude, but that's okay, because the next killation of Joshua gonna show up and show the fuck out, and it happened shortly thereafter on January 2nd of 2002. Now, I think by this time, Joshua is leaning into his nickname, Scarface, because what he did next, I don't know, it just put me in the mind of a scene from Scarface. Not literally, but it you'll see. What had happened was January 2nd, 2002, three men, dude named Romano Head, dude named Robert Morrison, and a dude named Rutherford Berry got fucked up in an apartment in Dumfries, Virginia. So let me set the scene for you just a little bit. So Rutherford Berry, he is over at the homie's house. Maybe he copping them a little something to smoke. These niggas used to go to high school together, you know what I'm saying? So maybe he just over there kicking it. Either way, he about to be in the wrong place at the wrong fucking time, because Rutherford Berry is not in the game like that, right? He ain't no dope boy. He ain't got no dope to sell. But it's nighttime. It's the right time. And Rutherford say he getting ready to head out, right? But before he leaves, there's a knock on the door. When you're the dope man, there's always a knock on the door. So somebody opens the door up and a nigga pushes his way in with that piece be still. Oh shit. He said on y'all know what it is. Go run them pockets. And I want all the dope. So after he get the weed and the money, he tell everybody to go in the bathroom. So Rutherford, Romano, and Robert, they comply and they all go in the bathroom. So then when they get in the bathroom, this nigga tell them to strip. What? What, we need to take our goddamn clothes off? I mean, shit. At this point, Rutherford is trying to reason with this man who got this pistol on him, and he's like, hey, my guy, I don't even live here. I was just visiting. I was about to go. I don't know nothing, and this ain't got shit to do with me. And if you let me go, I still won't know nothing about nothing. And dude with the gun was like, you can either get naked or you can get it right now. And so the three dudes, they take their clothes off. I know that was awkward as fuck. Now, y'all know y'all don't like to get naked in front of each other. That's not the point. So Rutherford, naked, jump in the tub first. He get on his knees in the tub and he just start praying, because clearly he about to go meet Black Jesus in just a few short minutes. So better go on ahead and get an introductory prayer going just to make sure he go up and not down. Hey, man, I promise you I ain't mad at you. Get it together, Nay. Okay, so the next thing you know, bullets start flying. Now, this may be a trivial thing, but I'm saying to get shot is bad. But to get shot bucket naked, ooh, that's some nasty work right now. Okay, but here's the thing, y'all. One of them three men didn't die. Rutherford must have had a praying grandmother, honey. Or he was really, really lucky and got shot first. Because remember, he was kneeling at the bottom of the tub. So when he got hit, he just kind of just splattered down, right? And laid there. But the other two men, they were standing up, probably holding their dicks. I'm sorry. But standing up, of course, they got most of the bullet action. And as they fell on top of Rutherford, who's on the bottom of this pile of bodies. So Rutherford just laid there playing dead until Joshua and Jamel left. Oh, baby. Now, again, Rutherford did get hit. He caught one to the dome. So I think this falls squarely under the praying grandmother category. Baby, it's not your time yet. But he was definitely blessed to be alive. He lost consciousness. He regains consciousness. He hops up and realizes that, oh my God, I am still alive. He get out that tub. He called 911 and Rutherford tells it all. So that's how the police are able to know who did the shooting. So now there's a warrant out for Joshua and Jamel, but shit, them niggas is long gone from Virginia. They hauled ass to New York City, baby. But it's in New York that they gonna get caught, because they still on this bullshit. Now, you you just left what you think is a triple homicide and you end up at a grocery store in Spanish Queens on January 9th, 2002. This grocery store is like over off of Guy Brewer Boulevard in Springfield Gardens. Yeah, so they go to the store, they pull out the strap on the employee. They gonna rob the goddamn store. But what they didn't know was that somebody else was in the back of the bodega, right? So they rob in the place and they fuck around and shoot the employee in his face, and then the store owner jump out with that piece be still, and goddamn, they got to leave that bitch running for their lives. They jumping in that getaway car, but understand it's January in Queens. It's apparently been snowing or whatever, but it's icy on the road, and so the car is slipping and sliding while they trying to peel off on this goddamn ice, and they fuck around and slide right into somebody's yard. Well, apparently this person was at home that day and seen these motherfuckers run through up on the curb and into his yard. So the man who the yard belongs to, he come outside to see what the fuck just happened, right? Y'all, these brain damaged youth, they shot that man too. Thankfully, he also lives and calls for help. And so the police eventually corner these dumbass niggas running a red light in South Bronx. So the Bronx police, they get these niggas down to the precinct, run their names, and then it comes out just how much bullshit these niggas really been on, right? All the Virginia shit come up. And please understand, Virginia was like, hey, look, my guy, we on the way. Shit, them hours right there, we on the way to come pick that up. And New York City was like, Hey, wait a minute, Virginia. Just take your time, pump your brakes a little bit. We know y'all gonna end up with them, but please understand, we're gonna prosecute their ass in New York first for the bullshit they did up here. And at this point, New York understands that while these niggas was criming it up big time in the Big Apple, they was doing big boy shit in Virginia. And the murder charges, they gonna trump any charges that New York could bring since then nobody died in New York. But still, New York wanted to get their lick back, even if it was just on paper. So they went on and charged Joshua with attempted second-degree murder, criminal possession of a handgun, and a whole bunch of aggravated assault charges. But y'all know, the wheels of justice, move slower than molasses, and it would be about 4 years before the case worked its way through the system. But baby, when it was all said and done, in New York, Joshua was convicted on all them charges and sentenced to 25 years in prison, which I thought was rather light considering you literally tried to take 2 people off the board. But you know what? Virginia was like, okay, fuck that. You've done what you needed to do. Hand us our nigga. And so they extradited Joshua back to Virginia. And that's where he gonna be when he served all his time. That is, if they don't kill his ass first, right? So Virginia has been patiently waiting on the sidelines to scoop up Joshua's good killing ass when they tied it all up with a bow. Now, Virginia, they did the actual extradition in 2006. And Joshua, he is charged with 2 counts of capital murder. Ooh, honey, his trial in Virginia, it started July 17th, 2007. Now, wait a minute, New Orleans Nation. I gotta tell you something. There's a gotcha in this case. Y'all remember all of this criming that he doing it with his boy Jamel, right? Baby, guess who done turned snitch? That goddamn Jamel. Girl, boy, stop it. Baby, he is the star witness against Joshua in exchange for them not seeking the death penalty on his ass. I tell you, boy, it ain't no honor amongst thieves no more at all. Like, you see, that's why I always say do your dirt by yourself. Hopefully you will not snitch on yourself, although we do know that shit does happen too. But baby, Jamel, he hops his criminaling ass up on the stand. In his words, he says that the plan was just to rob them niggas. They was gonna go up in there. Joshua was supposed to go up in there and buy some weed, and then Jamel was gonna bust in the door and rob the dealers. But Joshua calls an audible and turned the robberation into a killation. And that's not all the prosecution has on him neither. Oh no, because remember, Rutherford, he lived. So Rutherford, he testified too. He is the sole survivor. And baby, he got on that stand and pointed directly at Joshua as the nigga that shot him. Pretty cut and dry right there, bruh. Well, you know, when it was the defense's turn, of course Joshua's lawyers attacked the credibility of Jamel. I mean, he was Joshua's road dog. How the fuck you get out the death penalty? You was right there too, nigga. Of course you gonna say any and everything that the state wants you to say. Yes, a mouse type of ass nigga. You will say anything against Joshua if the state is going to spare your life. Come on now. They tried to get Jamel to slip up though, baby. They tried. But Jamel said, I'm not finna let y'all fuck up my deal. Honey, he stayed 10 toes down with the state. I'm snitching for the Lord now. Oh my God, I'm delirious. Now, the trial, it lasted about 4 days before it went to the jury. But while the jury was deliberating, oh baby, Joshua was out there getting revenge on motherfuckers. Oh yes, honey. They say Joshua attacked Jamel after he testified. Cause you gotta remember, they both in jail at the same time, in the same place. But you know what? I can't even say much more about it because we all know this. Snitches, they get stitches and or end up in ditches. And Jamel did just as much dirt as Joshua. And he was definitely team doing too much. Baby, you should have been asking for protective custody because you know Joshua ain't wrapped too tight. Baby, Joshua put good hands on him too from what I hear. And it didn't stop with that either. Oh no, baby, Joshua got smoke for everybody. They said Joshua was up in that bitch threatening everybody in the courthouse. Fuck them all. The judge, the prosecutor, the bailiff, shit, even the goddamn court reporter. Anybody connected with the case, that motherfucker was trying to get a hitman to go get their ass. What, Joshua, for real? And then, as if that was not enough, y'all, please tell me why this man is trying to bribe a guard to loosen his handcuffs and let him walk up out of there. I mean, sir, you definitely tried it, but all of this shit is gonna backfire on you. Ain't nobody finna help you do none of this fuckery. No, sir, you are going to pay for all of these crimes. And did, because when the jury came back with that all guilty verdict 2 days later, honey, they found them guilty of first-degree murder, robbery, abduction, and all them weapons charges, baby, related to the killing in the bathtub situation. But guess what? The prosecution is not done with Joshua Good killing ass yet. Oh, no. Before they move on to the sentencing part, the Commonwealth attorney, a man named James Willett, because you know the jury, after they do the verdict for the criminal part, they got to go to the sentencing phase, that same jury. So the district attorney, he was like, hey, before y'all go and get ready to start deliberating on this nigga's fate, guess what he been doing behind the scenes while y'all was out doing your civic duty? He tells them about all the shit that Joshua been doing behind the scenes to try to tamper with the case. And so he tells them before they go, hey y'all, Joshua is more dangerous, more violent, more cold and calculated than he has ever been in his life right now. So go do what we need you to do. This nigga is on one, and it's on y'all to make sure he don't never get the chance to fuck over nobody else again. Well, you know, they kind of got a point. And Joshua's lawyers, they knew that their client was fucked like a duck. And all they could do was say, y'all, look at him. The boy is troubled. Y'all see his face. You see them ears. Won't you just please spare his life? He done been through enough. His daddy was on death row. His mama wasn't shit. I mean, it really boiled down to this. You got two choices. You can kill him or you can let him die in prison. I mean, shit, he going to jail either way. So why don't you just let him spend the rest of his days in a 6x8 cell? All we asking for is just a little teensy-weensy bit of mercy. The jury was like, sorry, Charlie. We fresh out of fucks to give, and mercy is not on the menu today, baby. And in 2007, they hit that ass with 4 death sentences. Now, 4. For the life of me, I can't figure that out. Like, how the fuck did 2 people die, but you got 4 death sentences? That's that new math right there. But however, Joshua is off to be state property at Sussex Prison. Now, that's where death row is. And since Joshua is a dead man walking, that's going to be his new home until they cut that water off. But y'all know in this death penalty shit, the appeal process is automatic and it's lengthy. And so Joshua gets started on his appeals. But one of them hit pay dirt. In 2010, Joshua was able to get his death penalties vacated. What? Yes, honey. Now, the Virginia Supreme Court, they found that the guilty verdicts, they were legit. But that sentencing part of the situation, the Supreme Court felt that something in the milk wasn't clean. They said that the jury was not properly instructed on how to weigh mitigating evidence, and that Virginia law says that they have to factor in mitigating evidence like a person's background, whether or not they've had a hard life, trauma that they experienced in their childhood, all the shit that Joshua went through. And then they also found that there were some procedural errors in the sentencing phase that might have prejudiced the jury. So all of this might have factored into how Joshua would have been sentenced. So basically, the Supreme Court is saying that all of these errors, they would possibly maybe might have factored into how Joshua was sentenced. It would not have changed the fact that he was guilty, though. So it's just the sentencing part that was fucked up. So they threw out the death penalties and gave him life without parole instead. Well, since Joshua's not marked for death anymore, he got to be moved from the death row prison. So they transferred that ass to Wallens Ridge State Prison in Virginia. Baby, Wallens Ridge is a Supermax level 5. We don't fuck around prison, baby. And Joshua Wayne Andrews is still property of the state of Virginia. He is inmate number 1382773 and is currently right now at this moment still sitting there serving his multiple life sentences. And that, New Orleans Nation, was the story of Joshua Wayne Andrews. What y'all think? Was this motherfucker just bad to the bone, or was it in the blood? Is there any difference between the two? I mean, think about it. We've touched on mental illness on this podcast before, but the one subject that we haven't really fully touched on is the fact that these kids are out of control, and the parents can't do nothing with them, and they just kind of dump them off on society. I mean, think about it. In this case, Imani was turning her boys in to the police when they were getting in and out of trouble. I mean, and that's cool, right? Turning them in. But that ain't fixing the issue. You just turning them in after they've gotten into some shit. What can we do to head this thing off at the pass before they get into some shit? I mean, for me, in my point of view, it's a lot of parents out here that's got kids that they can't do nothing with. And I'm talking little kids. Y'all seen them motherfuckers at the stores acting a whole ass fool? I'm talking about all of 6, 7, 8, 9 years old. And these little fuckers already got their parents on the ropes. What the fuck they gonna do when they get to be preteens and teenagers? I mean, we got a whole generation of youngsters doing whole adult crimes. And the revolving door of the justice system, it just lets their little asses out every fucking time they fuck up. They take them in, they kick them out. They take them in, they kick them out. Like reporting about Joshua, it didn't go into detail all of the crimes that he did, but it kept repeating that he was never not in trouble. From the time he was 12 years old, everywhere he went, he was in trouble. And he did not stop. But you know what? The sad, harsh truth is Joshua is not an anomaly. He and the youth that are out here fucking up the world, they're growing in numbers. I mean, don't get me wrong, there has always been a bad child, bad children, right? What they call it, a bad apple. That's where the goddamn phrase came from. But now it seems like the apples are multiplying exponentially. These are not the children that Whitney told us was our future. Baby, gun violence is now a way of life for the kids. It's no longer if something happens, it's when something happens. Because something is going to happen. Believe it. If the parents can't control their kids, how is the world supposed to control them? The world can't control them. The world can lock them up. The world can be fucked up by these kids. And like I said, the justice system then swoops in and then locks them away forever. But it seems like the cycle is ramping up. It's too much hurt and neglect out here in this world. And I don't know what the answer is, but this is something we got to start talking about. This behavior, it defies socioeconomic status, race, culture, creed, nationality. I mean, we're talking kids from middle class and upper class homes that are doing some of the stupidest shit. And the parents, they're part of the problem. Y'all, I'm sure y'all probably have seen this because I saw it on Facebook the other day about how a man shot 3 teens that were breaking into his house. He killed all 3 of them. And the parents of these hoodlums want to sue the man who defended his house from getting robbed by their delinquent children. Like, that's where we are now as a nation. And you know what? Shit, I'll take it a step farther since I'm on a roll. All these free so-and-so shirts and free so-and-so posts, so-and-so killed somebody. So-and-so raped somebody. So-and-so robbed somebody. And we hollering about freedom? Ain't that the most backward shit in the world? Like, no, they shouldn't be free. They should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law because they out here doing violent crimes. For Joshua, we ain't got to worry about that ass no more. He gonna be what he gonna be. But what about the Joshuas that ain't jumped off the porch yet? The Joshuas that keep going in and out of jail for fucking somebody up. What we gonna do about them? Let's continue this discussion on social media. Y'all know how to find me. I am Melanin Mayhem Podcast on YouTube, Facebook, and IG. And I am Melanin Mayhem PC on X. The Facebook discussion group is waiting for you to join. It is the Melanin Mayhem Podcast discussion group. Gone on over there and sign up for your opportunity to kick it with us private style. We be in there tripping. It's a private group, closed, not open for prying eyes to see how we be cutting up in there, okay? So if you want to send me an email, please feel free to do so. You can email me at melaninmayhempodcast@gmail.com. Now this week for the Newborn Nation shout out, we are shouting out Shaitan Janice, who left a review on Apple, and it was titled, "It Took Me way too long to leave a review, and for that I am so sorry." Shaitan Janice said, "Listen, you are my absolute favorite podcaster. I'm sure I would listen to you talk about anything you have a passion for. The way you tell a story is so amazing. I feel like I already know you. Definitely be talking back to you during the episodes. You are my best good Judy in my mind, and I am excited to meet you in October. Yes, ma'am, your girl will be in the VIP October 18th, hunty. I hope you're a hugger because I want to give you the biggest hug." LOL. I'm on my second time listening from episode 1, which debuted on my birthday. Keep doing your thing, friend. Oh, and your theme music, absolute fire. Girl, you know what? We're going to hug it up. We're going to dap it up. We're going to have fun. We are going to do it up on October 18th. Thank you, girl, for getting your VIP ticket. You're going to be up close and personal with us. Oh, girl, yes. Ain't nothing like that good old VIP treatment. Thank you for taking the time to leave me a review. That touched my heart, girl. You know, I'm in my feelings a little bit because it's Virgo season. I told y'all I wasn't going to say nothing for like 20 minutes. I actually went closer to like 40 minutes without saying anything about Virgo season. So, baby, as y'all can hear, my voice is starting to go, but Shaitan Janice, and I hope I'm saying this right. I be trying to get the names right. I hate to butcher a name, but I think I feel this one. Baby girl, I appreciate you so much for your kind words. Thank you for listening for the second time. So appreciate them streams, baby. That's the gift that keeps on giving. Baby, I look forward to you coming to the live show because we are going to turn up. And as far as the theme music, I love my theme music too. Baby, I'm telling y'all, if y'all keep listening, I'm going to keep talking, okay? Well, y'all know what it is, Newborn Nation. It's time for me to get in the lab and tweak this thing a little bit. You know, y'all know the routine by heart now. So go on ahead and stay safe. And y'all, please stay vigilant. And above all else, remember, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. It's one love, Newborn Nation, and your favorite country girl is out of here. Counting down to the boat. Bye.
Woo-wee, Nana, you did that.